Rain lashed against the windshield. Thunder roared. Emma's car sputtered, coughed, and finally died. She was stranded. Lightning flashed, illuminating a rickety wooden cabin just off the road. Maybe they can help, she thought, her heart pounding with fear. She ran through the downpour, her clothes soaked. The cabin door creaked open as if inviting her in. Inside it was dark and musty, the air thick with the smell of damp wood and something else. Something unsettling. Emma shivered. She called out, her voice echoing in the silence. No answer. The only sound was the howling wind and the relentless drumming of rain on the roof. Emma decided to wait for the storm to pass. She hoped whoever lived here would return soon. The storm raged outside, but inside the cabin, an eerie silence descended. Emma explored cautiously. Dust covered everything. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling. It felt like nobody had been here for years. She discovered a fireplace, its cold ashes littered with the remnants of burnt logs. A rocking chair stood beside it, its seat worn smooth with age. Emma tried to picture the people who had lived here. Who were they? And where were they now? A large, ornate mirror hung above the fireplace, its surface clouded with grime. Emma ran her fingers over the cold glass. She jumped back with a gasp. For a moment, she could have sworn she saw a figure reflected in its depths, a tall, shadowy figure that was not her own. The wind howled outside, sounding like a mournful cry. Emma paced the cabin, her anxiety growing. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, her every move scrutinized by unseen eyes. A floorboard creaked behind her and she whirled around, her heart pounding. Nothing. It's just the storm, she whispered, trying to convince herself, but deep down she knew it was more than that. There was something else in the cabin with her. A sudden rapping on the door made her jump. Her blood ran cold. The knocking came again, insistent, demanding. Emma hesitated. Should she answer it? What if it was just the wind playing tricks on her, but what if it wasn't? Cautiously, Emma approached the door, each step filled with trepidation. She took a deep breath and reached for the handle. As her fingers brushed against the cold metal, the knocking stopped. Silence. She threw open the door. The wind whipped her hair around her face, but there was no one there, only the dark and brooding forest beyond, the trees swaying ominously in the wind. Emma closed the door, her heart still racing. She turned back to the mirror. This time, there was no mistaking it. Two eyes stared back at her from the depths of the glass, eyes that burned with an eerie, cold light, eyes that seemed to pierce her very soul. Terror froze Emma to the spot. She couldn't tear her gaze away from the eyes in the mirror, their gaze hypnotic, paralyzing. The air grew heavy, the temperature plummeting as a bone-chilling cold spread through the room. The shadows within the mirror seemed to twist and coalesce, taking on a form of their own. A figure began to emerge, slowly, agonizingly, from the depths of the glass. It was tall and skeletal, its edges blurring and shifting like smoke. Emma wanted to scream, to run, but she was rooted to the spot, her voice trapped in her throat. The figure stepped out of the mirror and into the room, its form solidifying, becoming more real with each passing second. It was then that Emma realized her fatal mistake. She should never have looked into the mirror. The figure moved towards Emma, its eyes never leaving hers. She closed her own eyes, bracing for the inevitable. But the touch she expected never came. She slowly opened her eyes, her heart pounding in her chest. The figure was gone, the cabin was empty, Emma was alone. She stumbled back, relief washing over her. She had survived. But as she turned to leave, she noticed something that made her blood run cold. The mirror, once clouded with age, was now crystal clear. And on its surface, a single handprint marred its pristine surface. A handprint small and delicate, like that of a child, or the ghostly imprint of someone who had been trapped, reaching out for help. Or perhaps seeking to claim another soul.